Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Silk, issue number 3. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not showing my face today, it's not because I'm not at home. It's because we got all this stuff in the comic book shop from the Comic-Con, WonderCon, and Anaheim that I got to put away. So, either way, got to deliver this content out to you guys. Brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. We begin this issue with the dinner between Cindy Moon and her brother. They got the yummy salmon and rice going on, and man, that's got her brother's taste buds going. Her brother mentions during dinner that he saw her doing her thing in the previous issue on Luna's stage, fighting the soldiers, or whatever those Korean vampire soldiers, whatever they were. After Silk realizes that Luna found her thing on the stage, meaning her passion, her calling, Silk mentions she feels upset that she hasn't found herself, or what her thing is, despite her brother telling her that she has her whole life to figure it out and not to be too hard on herself. It wasn't that long ago she was in a bunker. The next day, J. Jonah Jameson is upset that this new website doesn't compare the news that's traveling around on Snapshot, because you can't say the other word. They got exclusive coverage of Cindy Moon and Luna fighting these vampire things, and it's once in a lifetime footage of Silk stage cameo, and it's the top story. But all J. Jonah Jameson can compare it to is, and our top story is a missing squirrel. I just had this quick thought about that dog in that movie Up. And to add some more to it, one of the journal's ads, it's actually a chipmunk, sir. That's rare and has 100,000 followers on Snapshot. I mean, who gives a what? I guess they can't say the other word, Cindy Moon may have to do what Peter Parker does when he gets footage and pictures of himself in the Spidey costume. Just, she has to adopt that idea, but, Peter Parker's one phone call away. Cindy decides to help her friend Rafferty move as they discuss her podcast and social media stars, such as Silk being a social media star, while Cindy Moon has a few friends but an angry boss at work. Well, rightfully so. I mean, the chipmunk compared to Silk, once in a lifetime footage, but anyways. And an overworked therapist in her life that's in Silk's life. Cindy realizes that the witch targets people with many followers. Something about having many people worshiping you gives you more life force. Back in the Korean witch's day, the witch targets religious leaders. Now in today's time, the witch is going after social media influencers because the times have changed. After realizing who's the witch's next target is, doing some deduction, Silk runs off to rescue a food blogger, Amir. Okay, I mean, I am guilty of watching some food sometimes, but not following a food blogger. I mean, you show me a ribeye being cooked, I'm in, but I may not follow, but I'm watching. Back to the review though. Amir is on his way to eat some of the dopest shumai. Yeah, son, I hope he downs it with some Chinese beer or something. Cindy notices that the witch is behind Amir in the shadows, and she runs off to rescue it after getting his location. Amir followers on live stream are even trying to warn him, but he's too into that secret sauce with the food, and he needs to worry about that not so secret bad juju behind him. But she is too late, and the witch forces Amir to age. She does her thing. Before Silk attempts to fight off the witch, we get a little backstory about who and what the witch is. When she was a child, she was born with a gift. That gift was the ability to transfer life energy between organisms. Her village was poor and they grew up on dirt and illness as a diet. People turned to her to heal the sick, even if it meant sacrificing their own life to do it. Some saw her actions differently. She was banished from the home she grew up in. People deemed her abilities as evil wherever she went. When she heard being called a villain, many times over, she eventually decided to become the villain they said she was. As she got more powerful and power hungry by taking away leadership's power by their way of worship energy by their worshippers, she raised 4 loyal warriors going from congregation to congregation, building up her strength. As time went on, they thought they got rid of her, but they merely banished her from that era into a different one. An era where Silk is in, where there is a Silk. Silk has had enough of the history lesson and things are about to go down. Silk asks Creepy Vampire what happens hypothetically when she says drain Silk power and everyone else's power on the planet. Then what? That dialogue helps Silk to buy enough time, and she manages to trap her in her wedding. However, the witch notices that the webbing is part of Silk, and she uses her power force to suck the life force from the webbing itself, returning Silk from her youth to aging Silk dramatically, indicating that Silk's worshippers was enough to make creepy Korean vampire lady to, well, let's just say not so creepy. And that's where we end this issue. I did personally love the issue. I like the twist with the modern social media influencers fueling a villain. Silk issue number 3, the 2022 version, provides a lot of depth to the title character. The comic has excellent writing and decent art that makes you want to cheer Cindy Moon on. I think this comic is definitely solid, and I'm looking forward to the next issue with all that in mind. I also dig the underlying theme of finding your purpose and passion in this comic, as this is something I could personally relate to myself. I mean, I personally wrote a book about finding your passion and purpose in life, but I'm looking forward to the next book. But with that being said, what you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.